Chapter 86. My leather boots on the pegs, the rumbling between my legs. That's all it takes to lift my mood. If I couldn't drive, I'd be screwed. I like smoking lightning, heavy metal thunder. She was singing inside her helmet, bubbling with joy. Diego's Harley rumbled between her legs, and in her inside pocket she had a brand new driver's license for motorcycles. Not just for light motorcycles, but for motorcycles. Yesterday she and Diego had celebrated, and today he had lent her the Harley. Now she drove around, enjoying having a stronger machine than usual under her. Diego had been right. After practicing with him for a couple of months, she had become such a good driver that the driving test had been child's play. She turned towards the city, letting the smell of warm spring enter her nostrils. The weather was great. She decided to go visit Malka, who already felt like a good friend. When Jenny left Malka's apartment an hour later, she was in an even better mood. They had celebrated with coffee and cake and, as usual, had an interesting conversation. Jenny headed towards her parents' house. They knew she had practiced a lot, but she hadn't yet told them she had the driver's license. As she drove up the street, she saw Kevan and Agneta sitting in the sun on Agneta's parents' plot. How typical! Why do I have to see the two of them together all the time? She considered turning around, but didn't want to seem ridiculous. After all, they were her friends. She could tell them too. She drove into her driveway and put out the stand. Then she turned off the engine, took off her helmet and hung it over the rearview mirror. Agneta and Kevan came walking towards her, carefully and with smiles that looked more nervous than happy. "Did you buy a new motorcycle? It looks great!" Agneta's cheerfulness sounded forced. Jenny shook her head and pulled a face. "Of course I didn't buy it. I could never afford one like this. It's Diego's, so how can he afford it?" Jenny didn't like Kevan's tone. Instead of answering him, she told them about her upgraded driving license. "Congratulations!" Agneta squeezed Jenny's shoulder with a one-arm hug. Stiffly, Jenny accepted it. Kevan looked at the well-polished bike. "Have you checked that he hasn't lent you a stolen motorcycle? What if you get stopped by the police on a stolen bike?" "Don't be ridiculous. This isn't one of the stolen motorcycles. I mean, this is one of his own. He's had it all along. Maybe he stole it long ago. And even if it isn't stolen, it must have been bought with stolen money. He doesn't have a real job, does he?" His eyes wouldn't let go of hers. Bloody Kevan, he was ruining her good mood. The day had been so amazing until he started talking. It had been one of the best days she had had in a long time, and then he came along and ruined it. Only now did she realize that he might be right. What would happen if the police stopped her for a regular check and it turned out that the motorcycle was stolen? Suddenly, it was not as fun to glide around on this nice bike anymore. "Can't you just go back to your sweet little perfect lives and leave me alone? I didn't mean to interrupt your snogging." She pushed the motorcycle backwards. It was so low she managed easily, despite her short legs. When she left, she cursed Kevan. She cursed him for having ruined her one good day.